My husband accused me of murder out of the blue. How do I salvage this? First of all, thanks to all of you who helped me get onto my husband's iCloud. I wasn't expecting much. There was nothing crazy or really suspicious in there. I've searched for over 100 terms, scrolled back many years. I saw a side of them I both wasn't expecting, but nothing that explains the claim that I murdered Laura over their chats. Nothing to suggest that he was cheating. Absolutely nothing to suggest that there was foul play. I repeat, no foul play. No weird gaps where deleted conversations were switched to another app. Just siblings making plans, gossiping. They said unexpectedly horrible things about a few people, but not me. It was sort of a relief, but it raised more questions than it answered. I sought legal advice, but also advice from Reddit. Turns out my options are to divorce him or sit down and talk. I contacted my community health team, who said they'd reach out, but I made it clear it wasn't urgent. I then called his mom and then said if I didn't hear from him by this weekend, asked for a mental health check as part of a divorce. In response, he made a ridiculous Facebook post, and everything blew up. Okay, I'm gonna try and keep this short. On Friday night, he made a long accusation on Facebook with new information. He said he'd been planning to leave me for months and had the support of his sister. And I found the messages and I murdered her. The coroner has reopened the case. Police are preparing to arrest me just to make sure that people know before the trial what really happened. It was well written and seemed vaguely plausible. He messaged people the links so it got some attention. We live in our hometown and have a large circle of friends. People I haven't talked to since high school are reaching out to me, asking what the heck was going on. It was madness. In response, I posted the export of his entire conversation with Laura to Facebook. I linked to the chat along with a post explaining my side and noting that I had changed my ex's iCloud and Apple passwords, and that if he wanted them back, he should comment on my post and update his own, admitting that he was lying. He eventually did. When I started getting messages about his post, I panicked, and changing his password seemed important to preserve everything because he'd know all I had access to. When I spoke to them the next morning, it was clear he's not having a mental episode at all, but is claiming one because he's been caught in a big lie. As soon as he was outed, he called me clearly drunk, begging and promising to explain everything. I deleted the post. I hung up and told him to call back the next day, and he tried to bargain and guilt trip me with his mental health until it was clear that the wrong people had seen his conversation. It's hard to describe because it seemed faked. It was too well rehearsed, and this morning it was clear that he was getting nowhere. He just blocked me. Begging for mercy and reciting facts about mental health disorders doesn't align with someone who's in crisis. A sincere belief that someone murdered their sibling. The question of why he did all of this still remains unanswered.